Day 22 out of 66 to transform your self-image with Laura J. Wanting to say today's message is about the importance of dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Why is that important? Have you ever heard of Capitis Diminutio Media, Maxima, or Minima? Those are three different ways that we're capitalized on, using letters, to change us from what we think we are being implied to being the counterfeit version of that which is created in the likeness and image of us, which is real, except it's only in a counterfeit version of reality that only exists if there's an interface for us to face off with. And that interface means that what's on the other side of the face that's between us, that is going to mean we're not actually facing off with something real. We're going to face off with the corporate entity, for instance, or a status, someone in a position of power within the corporate entity that supports the interface, that creates the identities that we get in order to interact with the platform that we are then flattened in order to fit into. So why cross the T and dot the I? Well, it keeps us uncapitalized. And if anybody says they want to capitalize on you, they're not going to say it outrightly, specifically, necessarily, if they're really looking to manipulate you. But please beware that if someone wants to share your property, use your property, profit off of the use of your property, or abuse your property, you need to understand what your property is. I don't know enough yet to be able to fully explain this in a way that's gonna just like blow your mind, but I know enough to kind of blow it a little bit. So I want you to keep your head about you, because when you have your eyes dot on top, you still have your head about you. And when you cross the T and you have the two arms underneath of where the head is, that's a lowercase t too. Once you've been capitalized on, the I is boxed in top and bottom. The T has the cross at the top, so you can't go any higher than where the top already is. So, when you allow yourself to be capitalized, literally with the lettering that you are using to imply that you are the thing that is created in your likeness and image and name in order to interact as you, when you believe yourself to be that thing, which is what it means to be the surety for your person, for instance, which I discovered when my person got a summons for speaking at a rally during lockdowns that I never consented to. I never got paid to act in, and I never got any say in the content that was being put out and masquerading as truth. So I feel like that is an injustice that just exemplifies the fact that when I was implied to be the surety for my person, I didn't agree to do so because when I got locked up under the Mental Health Act as a ward and lost my head because people didn't understand what I was saying, thought that my big vision was too grandiose to actually bring into existence, therefore I must be off my rocker, I wasn't grounded at the time when I was saying the same things as I've been saying for the 4 years it's been since I went through that experience. Yet when my head was capped, when I got locked in a hospital for 2.5 weeks because I was implied to be the thing that my piece of paper or my paperwork said that I was, which was my person, that is what converted me into a patient, and I couldn't leave until my form expired, and the doctor still desired to keep me there for longer because I wasn't hooked yet. I hadn't fallen for the lie that the system was actually going to supply any kind of real help to me. And so that experience really wizened me up to the notion of what it means to be a surety. surety. Look it up. When you see the surety as it's explained corporately, you won't see it in reference to yourself and your person. You're going to see it in relation to you being surety for someone else who needs to get bond, for instance, to get out of jail. But we're already implied to be the surety for our person. Because when we agree to be the thing that was created in our likeness and image and name, when we agree to be that, we've invited an agent, which is a second person, to step in between us in the office of man as the proper or properior persona that actually is able to, as the appropriate authority, direct the responsible authority, which is the second person or the second party, middleman agent that stands in between us and then what we're converted into when we invite them in, which is a ward, imbecile, lunatic, or minor. So it's a lot of information. I'd love to know what you think of this nation that we have been living under the reign of only because we didn't understand that these corporate fictions require what is real to fit into that which is not, that will be implied to be. And we are so much better than this. And now that I've shared my 2 cents worth, I'd love to know what you know beyond what I've shared so that we can all grow together, which is the reason that we are not islands, that we didn't come to this place on our own. We came here to actually be activated by one another through the cooperative parts of people, places, and things that give us back our desires, which can also hire demons to fight those battles that are waging within if we are not careful with our sin tax. The syntax is the application of meanings to words. So the sin of tax is when we agree to be lax about which tax we're willing to pay, when it's all voluntary, because it's all a construct, because we don't actually qualify for the status of taxpayer any more than we do any other capitalized version of who we're implied to be, until we clarify. When a contest is on, we have to contest what the contest rules are if we don't want to play by those contest rules. Well, that's the equivalent of jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is the ability to apply our rules to something outside of us. What do you know about maintaining your office and standing as a man or woman in your private capacity in the first person pronoun perspective of your own story, and to make sure no agent or second person pronoun is able to enter into a contract or agreement that would contract your expanded state in order to fit into the box the identity or label requires your substance conform in order to fit into. These are the things I'd love to know. So please do leave a comment down below, and you will see me Papa emerging for the day.